Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you how I got this peach makeup look. So if you'd like to know how I did it, just keep watching. So first step is I'm going to moisturize my face. Just make sure you have exfoliated as well so your makeup can go on very smoothly. Next I'm going to conceal all of my red spots or any other blemishes with a green concealer. You can use any kind from any brand. It's just basically to act as a canceling out for the redness and an extra layer for your foundation. So now for the foundation, I use a Korean concealer and my L'Oreal True Match, and it works together to build a perfect consistency and a good coverage with the color that's yellow enough for my skin. So I just put that all over my face with my sponge, and I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape. This is a little drying under the eyes, so just smooth it out with your foundation. And I think I have light sand. I will apply a generous amount under my eye and then disperse it onto my eyelid. And I'm just going to put it on the areas I typically do put concealer, like the lighter color. So after all that is blended out, I'm going to take my NYX HD setting powder. I'm just going to use a tapered brush to pat in the product. I'm not wiping down or anything because I just kind of want to pack on that product, and you just want to lightly just dab into it. Especially if you have oily skin, you don't want to remove any makeup or like mess it up. Just push it into the skin. So that's what I'm doing, and then taking my Balm little kit, I'm using that bronzer to just warm up the face. It's a good color to give you more of a sun-kissed look, and it's a little shimmery too, so just keep that in mind if you do have it. So I'm just going to dust that around the outer parts of my face, usually where it contours under my jawline, my forehead, and my hollows of my cheekbone, and really just work your way into your hairline because you don't want it to look a little too harsh. And then taking that same color, I'm just gonna use that to contour my nose and put a little bit on my eyelids to start up the transition shade for all my eyeshadow. And then taking the medium tone of the Kat Von D kit with a stippling brush, I'm just gonna work my way into the hollows of my cheek and the sides of my forehead. So you really want to make sure that you do blend it out and drag it down from your jaw, so that way it looks very even and kind of natural, even though all this bronzer is not going to make you look natural. But just keep blending it out, and I'm using my brush I used previously. So it has some products but not much. And then after this step, I'm going to take the blush from that kit, just lightly apply it onto my cheek, and you see that it's a little bit too much, so I'm taking a skin toned light foundation, and I'm just gonna put some on the parts that are just a little too much for me, and I'm gonna put it under my cheek contour to kind of just sharpen up in a natural way, and it kind of just cleans up some extra mess. And I'm going to take that product to just push it into some areas like my forehead, just to give it a little more color and coverage. And I'm going to put on the sides of my nose contour so it looks a little more sharp. Now taking my Too Faced little palette, I'm going to take that brown color I pointed to. I don't remember the name, but I will list all the products I'm using down below, and you can always just like pause it at that part. And then I'm gonna take this gold color and apply that directly on top of that first shade. And then taking that light brown color, I'm just gonna work my way into a crease to kind of get it ready for my deepening up the crease color. So for that, I'm using a very dark brown color. I think it's the darkest in that palette, but I'm just gonna formulate my crease, and that lighter brown just kind of warms it up And you can always clean up your eyeshadow by blending it out, which I will do right there. So I'm not using any extra product, but it has some like brown shades from my previous looks I did. So I'm just gonna blend that out. And then taking that milk chocolate color, I'm just gonna add some on the outer part of my eye look, like on my my little outer V, I guess. And then taking the extra product, I'm just gonna lightly sweep away under my bottom lash line, and then I'm gonna draw my wing liner, and I will list all the products I'm using down below, but this is the same product that I always use. And to clean that up, I'm just gonna use concealer to kind of just sharpen up the wing a little bit, and then dabbing it away with my finger. Now taking that really dark brown color from the kit, I'm gonna use that to fill out my brows. I really like this color because I feel like it's not too dark and not too light for my hair color. So if you ever have an idea of like using a powder, I think getting them from palettes is very convenient, so you don't have to like go out and buy an extra brow powder. So I'm just gonna work my way and like fill in the areas that I don't really have hair. And I'm gonna clean it up like I always do, using concealer and that tiny little brush. So I do this in every single makeup look. I'm just gonna clean it up. And then areas that have like a little too much, I just use my finger to dab it away. And I'm using a light color, I think it's that pink color from the palette. I'm just gonna put it on my brow bone. This just gives you a pop of color. And then using those lashes, I applied that off camera, but I will list the link to where I bought it from. And I'm using that color that I did use for my brow bone. I'm just going to use that as highlight on the tops of my cheekbone, my brow bone, the bridge of my nose, my Cupid's arrow, or is it Cupid's bow? I think it's Cupid's bow. And then using a fluffy fan brush, I'm just going to dust away any harsh lines and just kind of like work my way to clean up that whole makeup look. And taking that tapered little brush, I'm just cleaning up a little bit more. So for the lip, I'm using my NYX glossy lip gloss, and I'm using a Bareminerals like very glittery gold colored shadow. Just mixing those two because I feel like that gives you a very perfect peachy gold color. So honestly, if you have any like gold color or like a peachy gold color, you can mix it with your baby pink lipstick, and I think that's perfect. It's like the perfect combo. So this is a completed look. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.